Let me be real with you for a moment, because somebody needs to hear this without it being dressed up or softened. There is no rescue team coming. There is no perfect timing lining itself up behind the scenes. There is no person, no opportunity, no viral moment that's going to knock on your door and pull you out of the situation you're in. And I know that's hard to hear, especially when you've been tired for a long time, especially when you've been praying, hoping, waiting, and telling yourself, any day now, something has to change. But hear me clearly. Nothing changes until you change. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they're waiting to feel ready, waiting to feel confident, waiting for somebody to notice them, waiting for permission, waiting for motivation, and that waiting becomes a habit. Years pass while you're standing still, telling yourself the story that once this or that happens, then you'll move. But life doesn't respond to potential. Life responds to action. You've got to face the truth that as uncomfortable as it is, nobody is coming to save you from your own life. And the moment you accept that, something powerful happens. You stop giving your power away. You stop blaming your past, your parents, your environment, your boss, your lack of support. You stop saying, if they had helped me more, I'd be further. No, this is your life, and owning it is not a curse. It's freedom. Because when you realize nobody is coming, you stop waiting at the door and you start building the house. You stop hoping for a handout, and you start developing hands strong enough to hold your own future. You stop asking who's going to help you, and you start asking who you need to become asterisk. That shift right there changes everything. See, responsibility is heavy, but regret is heavier. Carrying the weight of your own growth is hard, but carrying the pain of wasted years is unbearable. And deep down, you already know this. That quiet frustration you feel, that's not laziness. That's your potential screaming because it knows you're capable of more than excuses. Let me say this to you straight. Nobody owes you anything, not an explanation, not an opportunity, not a second chance. And once you stop expecting life to be fair, you start becoming effective. You stop asking why me, and start asking what now. You stop reliving what happened and start focusing on what you're going to do next. The people who win in life aren't the ones who had the easiest start. They're the ones who decided at some point, I'm done waiting. They didn't wait for confidence, they built it by acting scared. They didn't wait for clarity, they moved and adjusted along the way. They didn't wait for approval. They approved themselves through discipline and consistency. And here's the part most people miss. When no one is coming to save you, you also don't have to wait for permission to rise. You don't need validation to work harder. You don't need applause to stay consistent. You don't need someone to believe in you first. You go first. You show up first. You prove it to yourself first. This is not about being cold or heartless. It's about being honest. Help may come later, support may show up along the way, but it will never replace your responsibility to act. You are the turning point. You are the moment things change. You are the answer you've been waiting for. And once you accept that nobody is coming, you stop waiting, and you start moving like your life depends on it. Let me tell you something that most people don't want to accept because it challenges the comfort they've been protecting for years. Your feelings are not in charge. They never were. And if you keep letting how you feel decide what you do, you'll stay stuck exactly where you are. Feelings change every day. Discipline doesn't. And the people who win understand that movement has to come before motivation, not the other way around. You don't wake up every morning feeling strong. You don't always feel confident. You don't always feel inspired, fearless, or ready. And that's normal. What's not normal is allowing those feelings to control your behavior. Success is built by people who learned how to act even when their mind is tired and their emotions are loud. They move anyway, they show up anyway, they do the work anyway. Most people are waiting on a feeling that may never come. They tell themselves, when I feel motivated, I'll start. When I feel confident, I'll speak up. When I feel ready, I'll take the risk. But readiness is a lie we tell ourselves to avoid discomfort. Growth doesn't ask if you're ready. It demands movement, and it figures the rest out later. Action is the only thing that silences doubt. You don't think your way into confidence. You work your way into it. Confidence is built after you take the step, not before. Clarity comes from movement, not from sitting still overthinking every possibility. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need the courage to take the first step while your legs are still shaking. And let me be clear, forcing action doesn't mean you're ignoring fear. It means you're refusing to let fear drive. Fear will always show up when you're doing something meaningful. The difference between winners and everyone else is that winners move with fear sitting in the passenger seat instead of letting it take the wheel. There are days you're going to feel tired. There are days you're going to feel unmotivated. There are days you're going to feel like quitting before you even start. That's not a sign to stop. That's the signal to lean into discipline, because discipline is doing what needs to be done even when every part of you wants comfort instead. Small actions done consistently will change your life faster than big plans that never leave your head. One workout when you didn't feel like it. One phone call you were scared to make. One page read. 1 hour focused. Those small acts compound. They build momentum. And momentum is dangerous in the best way because once it starts, it's hard to stop. Stop asking yourself how you feel and start asking yourself what needs to be done. Feelings will catch up later. Pride will come later. Confidence will come later. But if you wait for them first, you'll wait forever. You don't get rewarded for intention, you get rewarded for execution, and here's the truth that separates talkers from doers. Nobody is coming to push you. Nobody is coming to hype you up every day. At some point, you have to become your own source of pressure. You have to force yourself when no one is watching. You have to move when the room is quiet, and the applause is non-existent. Because the life you want is built in moments where you didn't feel like showing up, but you did it anyway. And that's how action becomes power. Let me talk to you about something most people run from, something they try to avoid at all costs, but it's the very thing standing between them and the life they say they want. Pain, discomfort, pressure. See, everybody wants progress, but nobody wants the process. Everybody wants the reward, but very few are willing to pay the price. And make no mistake about it, there is always a price. Action hurts. Change hurts. Growth stretches you in places you didn't even know were weak. And when that pain shows up, most people take it as a sign to stop. They say, this doesn't feel right. Or maybe this isn't for me. No. That discomfort isn't a warning, it's confirmation. It means you're doing something different. It means you're leaving familiar territory. It means you're stepping into who you're supposed to become. Here's the truth nobody tells you. You're going to suffer either way. You can suffer the pain of discipline, or you can suffer the pain of regret. One hurts now and heals later. The other feels easy now and destroys you slowly, skipping the work, avoiding the pressure, choosing comfort. That pain doesn't disappear. It just gets delayed, and when it comes back, it's heavier. Every time you choose not to act, you're still choosing pain. The pain of knowing you could have done more. The pain of watching time pass while your potential stays unused. The pain of explaining to yourself why you're still in the same place year after year. That pain is quiet, but it's constant. And it eats at you. Progress pain, though. That pain has purpose. It builds you. It sharpens you. It teaches you what you're capable of surviving. When you wake up early and your body doesn't want to move, that's pain with a future. When you push through fear and self-doubt, that's pain investing in confidence. When you stay disciplined while everyone else is comfortable, that's pain laying the foundation for freedom. Stop asking for an easy path. Easy doesn't transform you. Easy doesn't build resilience. Easy doesn't prepare you for the level you're praying for. The version of you that can handle more responsibility, more success, more pressure, that version is forged through discomfort. And let me be clear, pain doesn't mean you're broken. Pressure doesn't mean you're failing. Struggle doesn't mean you're behind. It means you're in training. It means life is testing whether you're serious or just talking. Anybody can say they want more when it feels good. But who are you when it's hard? Who are you when it costs something? Most people quit right before the breakthrough, not because they can't go on, but because the pain starts asking questions they don't want to answer. Questions like, how bad do you really want this? Are you willing to give up comfort? Are you willing to be misunderstood? Are you willing to look foolish before you look successful? That pain is not there to stop you. It's there to refine you. It's there to strip away excuses, to expose weak habits, to force you to level up. You don't grow when it's convenient. You grow when it's uncomfortable. And one day, if you keep choosing the pain of progress, you'll look back and realize it was never punishment. It was preparation. Pay the price now, or pay for regret later. Let me tell you where everything actually changes, because it's not in a big moment. It's not in a viral win. And it's not in one good day where everything goes right. It changes when you become the type of person who shows up even when nothing is happening, when nobody is clapping, when nobody is checking for you, when the results aren't visible yet. That's where the real separation happens. Most people are consistent when it's convenient. They show up when they feel good. They work hard when they're encouraged. They stay disciplined when they're being watched. But the people who break through, they show up when it's quiet. They show up when it's boring. They show up when the excitement is gone, and all that's left is commitment. See, motivation will lie to you. It'll show up strong for a few days and then disappear without warning. But discipline, that's different. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline doesn't need a mood. Discipline says, this is who I am now. And once you make that decision, your behavior starts to align with your future instead of your comfort. You don't need to do something extraordinary every day. You need to do something intentional every day. Small, disciplined actions repeated over time will outwork talent, luck, and excuses. It's not about intensity once in a while. It's about consistency all the time. That's how identities change. You don't become strong by thinking about strength. You become strong by showing up enough times that quitting no longer feels natural. There will be days you don't feel like it. There will be days you question if it's even worth it. There will be days you feel unseen and unappreciated. That's not a sign to stop. That's the moment that defines who you are, because anyone can show up when it's exciting. But can you show up when it's repetitive? Can you show up when the results are delayed? Can you show up when nobody knows how hard you're working? Relentless doesn't mean loud. It means dependable. It means you can count on yourself. It means when you say you're going to do something, you do it, even when no one else is holding you accountable. Especially then, because self-respect is built in private, and understand this, life eventually responds to consistency. It might ignore you at first, it might test you, it might make you feel like nothing is happening, but if you keep showing up, keep working, keep sharpening yourself, the pressure shifts. Opportunities start finding you. Confidence starts growing quietly. Results start showing up when you least expect them. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. So if you want a different life, you have to become a different version of yourself. Not someday, not when it's easier, right now, through daily choices that no one celebrates but you. This is about becoming unshakable, about deciding that excuses don't get a vote anymore, about choosing effort even when comfort is calling your name. Because once you become someone who shows up relentlessly, life has no choice but to move out of your way. Show up until it changes.